Okay, review class. Let's get started with our mandala offering. So, Mike, if you would do that for us, please.
Thank you. Good morning. Sashi Boki Jukshing Me Tok Tram Rira Bling Shi Ninde Gampadi Samge Shingdu Mikte Yowargi Jokun Abdak Jingla Druparsho Idam Guru Ratna Mandalakam Niryatayami.
I go for refuge in time, enlightened to the Buddha, compassion, knowledge, and strength, the Dharma, the enlightened set of truth, and the song of the community of realized beings. From the virtuous merit I create, from the practice of giving with the understanding of emptiness, moral discipline with the understanding of emptiness, patience with the understanding of emptiness, joyous effort with the understanding of emptiness, concentration, wisdom. May I attain the state of a Buddha for the benefit of all living beings. I go for refuge in time, enlightened to the Buddha, compassion, knowledge, and strength, the Dharma, the enlightened side of truth, and the song of the community of realized beings. From the virtuous merit I create, from the practice of giving with the understanding of emptiness, moral discipline with the understanding of emptiness, patience with the understanding of emptiness, joyous effort with the understanding of emptiness, concentration and wisdom. May I attain the state of a Buddha for the benefit of all living beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, compassion, knowledge, and strength, the Dharma, the enlightened side of truth, and the song of the community of realized beings. From the virtuous merit I create from the practice of giving with the understanding of emptiness, moral discipline with the understanding of emptiness, patience with the understanding of emptiness, joyous effort with the understanding of emptiness, concentration and wisdom, I will attain the state of a Buddha for the benefit of all living beings. Okay, let's start with rejoicing. Oh, I need to get my interpreter thing on here. Hang on. There we go. Okay, let's start with Svetlana.
Hello, the Venerable Sumati. Hello, everyone. Um, like today, I'd like to rejoice in my efforts to follow the third ethical principle. In a circumstance when it could be like an ambiguous situation, I tried to be like uh, like not to make it ambiguous and to be clear and be respectful to the other person, so that I wouldn't plant any seeds of any hints or anything like this. And like I observed that those situations arose, and I tried to be as much as ethical behavior keeping as I could. And I'm rejoicing in these efforts that I remembered it and dedicate in further perfection of following this principle.
Oh, very good. Very good. Was it at work?
Yes, yes.
What was the instance, if I might ask?
Oh, yeah, it's quite a silly one, but it's quite emotional because I was going on a corridor and was like putting off my jacket because it was too hot to wear it. And then there was a man who was going like in front of me, and who was looking at me so like with such attention, and instead of because he was like smiling, etc., it was really like not so comfortable to feel like this. Yes, and like I was like tried to tell something and uh, to close to stop any some thoughts or something. Yes, so because of course it's strange, like someone is going and putting off clothes and someone is looking and staring at this person, and yeah.
Okay. Well, you can always make a face at him.
What?
You could always make a face at him. You could cross your eyes, make a funny face at him. That would
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, very interesting. But you were thinking of your training and trying to put that into practice, and that's going to help you down the road. So very good. Okay. Let's see. I've got to get this back up to where I have everybody listed. Let's go with Lydia.
Hello, dear Lama Sumati. Hello, everybody. Today, I'm thinking about my husband. He is not in teachings. He heard, of course, about karma, but for him, it's like something interesting, but okay. And he's paying for my retreats. And some days ago, he asked me how to do coffee meditation. And he said that I'm his karmic partner. So I'm rejoicing this.
Excellent, Lydia. That's wonderful. Wow.
Yeah.
No pressure now. No pressure. Oh, I'm very happy for you. That is just about the sweetest thing I could think of happening for a couple when one of them is not a Dharma student. It doesn't make him a Dharma student now, but he's getting closer. You must be doing something right. And that really brings joy to my heart. Congratulations. Okay, Mike.
Morning. I would like to rejoice that I just restarted my book practice again 2 days ago, and it's been helping me to schedule my days because now um, I'm trying to schedule things around the book instead of trying to fit the book in around my schedule. So I guess I'm rejoicing that I'm prioritizing, I'm making my book practice more important, than like I'm finding a way to make my life more centered around my Dharma practice, and it seems to be helping with my life when I'm doing that. So uh, yeah, I rejoice in that.
Good. Do you use the app or you do it manually?
No, I got a
Oh, okay.
regular book. Yeah.
Well, we're working in this. The Russian student that's going to help me is. Oh, that brings to mind. Svetlana, do you remember the name and email of the Russian student that was going to help me? Would you send that to me, and I'll see if I
Yes,
can
yes.
get some idea whether she's still interested in doing that. So good. Maybe that's my next project, to learn to write code. Maybe that's not a good idea. Well, maybe it is. Huh. Okay. Okay, Katya.
Hi, hello. I want to rejoice that I was talking with some friends and I was about to make a sarcastic comment, but I stopped myself. And because I have that tendency a lot, so now I'm working on not doing that. So I'm very happy that I'm more conscious about that.
Good. Well, how do you feel when someone's sarcastic to you?
I don't feel bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a brother-in-law who's got a very dry wit and very sarcastic wit. And 9 times out of 10, he hits it right on the mark. He'll say, well, David, why did you do that? That's some. And if I answer him, I have to be honest. Well, Bruce, you're right. It was a dumb thing to do. So, yeah, well, good. Who was giving you the need to be sarcastic? Your sister, your dad?
I think that my dad.
Oh, yeah. Well, so not only were you not sarcastic, you were not sarcastic to a powerful karmic object. So double whammy. Very good. Okay. Anna, how are you doing with rejoicing?
Hello, dear Venerable Sumati. Hello, everyone. About my rejoicing, I bought a sweater to a woman who is in a nursing home. She is a lonely person, and she needed some warm clothes, and I bought her the sweater, and it was not easy because she wants with pockets, with buttons, not too light color, and pretty big size. So I spent a lot of money for looking something that can suit her, and I bought with pockets, with buttons, brown, dark brown color, and pretty big size, and she's very happy, and I'm happy also. Yeah, thank you.
You can
That's
use it
all.
as a blanket.
Maybe, I don't know. Who knows?
Really good. Thank you for doing that. You took her needs into consideration, and you wanted to make her happy, and so you did. Very good. Very good. Okay. Always let the interpreter have a chance to rejoice. If you would like to rejoice, interpreter, please join us.
Я остаюсь.
No? I don't hear her. Can anybody hear her? No. I
Single
can't
channel.
hear you.
Oh, I switched the channel. Can you hear me now?
There we go. There we go.
Yes. Hi, everybody. Hi, Venerable Samwati. I would like to rejoice. So I went to the haircut place. So, and there was a lady behind me who who came for the first time for a haircut. So she was next in line, and she brought some flowers, and she was talking to her hairdresser, and I overheard the conversation. It's her first time she's in a studio, and she brought flowers to her hairdresser because she's meeting her for the first time. And she said, every time when I go to any place and I meet anybody for the first time, I bring flowers. And I told her, that's such a sweet idea, and that is so kind of you. I'm going to steal that idea. So when I came home, and I had a appointment, someone coming to my house, and I'm meeting her for the first time, and I had some flowers, and I gave these flowers to the lady who I met her for the first time. I said, I stole this idea from the lady next in line, and I'm going to make this as a habit. Every time when I meet somebody, I'll just give flowers. If I don't have flowers, I'll just give fruits. So I give flowers, and then I gave fruits to another lady I met for the first time. So I thought that was a idea I wanted to share with everybody. I think that is like a good habit to be. It doesn't have to be flower, but something healthy or flowers is always works.
Yeah. They're very good. Very good. And how do you pronounce your name?
My name is Shinar.
Shinar. What a pretty name. Shinar.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I don't like this camera angle. I'm going back to the other one. Hang on. There, much more handsome. Okay. Okay, Oksana, you look cold.
Да, у нас зима. У нас уже холодно в России.
Yes, I'm cold. It is winter in Russia already.
Oh boy. So what do you have to rejoice in besides the nice crisp weather?
Я сегодня остановилась перед тем, как не войти в конфликт. Вот так. Я
I
себя
stopped
остановила и думаю, ну
myself
пусть идет,
from
как
getting
идет.
into a conflict.
Все равно все
I
будет
just
хорошо в
let
мою
it.
сторону. Вот. И
Mhm.
конфликт не произошел большой. Но я себя понравилось, что я себя вот остановила и не стала нервничать, не стала обвинять кого-то. Ну, приняла это, что произошло, и немножко погрустила, и потом все хорошо стало. Я пришла к вам на урок.
So, mhm. So I stopped myself today from getting involved into the conflict. I just let it be. I liked myself for stopping myself getting involved. I wasn't anxious. I wasn't blaming anybody. I just accepted the situation, the circumstance as it's happening. I was sad a little bit, but it went away, and I came to this class today.
Oh, good. It's interesting. One of the dilemmas we face as aspiring bodhisattvas is we want to make people happy. And sometimes, like in your instance, you have to not respond. And that can be seen as accepting what they're saying. And you don't necessarily mean to accept what they're saying. But does it matter that they think you accept it? I would say only in the case of some moral dilemma. But politics and who won the baseball or the soccer game, those kind of things, big deal. Good. So good for not responding. Okay. Ina. Ina, is it Ina or Ina? Ina? No, Ina. Okay. Sorry, Ina, I can't keep names straight. Okay, what do you have to rejoice in, Nina? Nina, do you hear me?
Я просто, да, извините, я не поняла, что меня спросили. Всем привет.
Hello,
Оксана,
everybody.
улыбайтесь, вы когда рассказываете про свою маму, у вас прям лицо светится. Эти
Oksana,
истории
please
прям очень сильно
smile.
заряжают, вот, хотела
Please
сказать.
smile when you
Спасибо
talk about
большое.
your mom, and you
Чем
are
поделиться?
inspiring
Знаете,
us with your
поделиться,
smile.
меня тут недавно подруга спрашивала про контакт учителя.
My
Она говорит,
friend
а кто мне
recently
этот
asked me
контакт вообще даст?
to share
Я же
about
там так мало программ
to how
прошла и
to
так далее и тому
contact
подобное.
the
Я говорю, ну что
teacher.
ты все это закрываешь? И я говорю, вот у меня есть контакт, я могу с тобой поделиться. Она, как так
She
вообще,
was
знаете?
looking for some
И у меня прям
teacher's
такая радость на
contacts,
душе,
and
что ну, могу
I
соединить
happened
ее,
to
да,
have
когда
the
человек вроде все это
teacher's
закрывал.
contact information, so I was able
Потом
to
у меня
share with
радость,
her.
завтра еду
And
в
I'm
город у девочки, там пару раз
rejoicing
оставалась
that
ночевать, у нее 2 детей, вот, мальчик с дочкой, я везу ей платье,
I'm
сын у
gonna
меня
visit
есть
my
на
friend
колесиках, лишний, думаю, надо ему
with her
тоже
2
отвезти, меня
kids.
тоже
I'm gonna bring
порадует.
her
Но
dress
сегодняшнее утро у
and
меня
some other
началось,
things she's
знаете,
gonna
как вот
share with them.
Майкл Роуч говорит, закрывай все в сумку там и так далее, не открывая никакие планшеты, там, телефоны, ну, в сумке такой нет, и когда утром просыпаешься, сразу, конечно, к телефону тащится рука, и
And
открываю Инстаграм, и,
she's
знаете, такая
sharing that
радость была, что
to lock her
первый новость, которую я прочитала,
devices
это то,
in a
что
black
Трамп
bag
договорился
that
вроде, что
Michael
отдадут
Roach
в Израиле
was showing,
заложников,
but
и
she doesn't have that black bag to lock all the devices for the night instead of like getting in the morning, getting in.
Потом радость, что вчера поговорила с мужем и как-то не поругалась из-за финансовых всяких проблем, знаете, как хватило мудрости и учений, которыми наши учителя с нами делятся, донести все это без ругани. Сегодня отвезла даже ему еду на работу, и тоже хочется, чтобы у всех была еда, чтобы все были счастливы и здоровы. И еще, знаете, поймал себя на мысли, что я уже вот за последние несколько дней 2 мух не убила, знаете, а то вот прям, ну, очень сильно хотелось, у нас очень их много, вот тоже. И да, вот такие вот радости. И сегодня утром еще была у Тима Ламрим, он преподает сейчас. И думаю, боже мой, сколько же я таких хороших семян насажала, и чтобы прям хочется их поливать, чтобы учителя продолжали меня учить. И спасибо большое, достопочтимой Сумати, что вы у нас есть, и ваша мудрость. И мне вообще все очень сильно отзывается, как вы преподаете и что вы говорите. Благодарю.
So I stopped myself arguing with my husband about the finances, and I was able to share in a more peaceful way, using the wisdom that the teachers share with us. And I even took some food to his job today, to his work, and with dedication for everyone to have a healthy food on the table. And also I'm rejoicing that I was able to attend Lamrim, and there are so many seeds that I rejoice that, and I appreciate all the wisdom that teachers share, and thank you, Venerable Sumati, for sharing your wisdom. It really resonates with me.
Oh, good.
And I missed something. I missed some part of the rejoicing. I apologize. But she added something else, but I missed it.
Okay. Well, very good. Everybody had something to rejoice in. Now you come to me. Well, I rejoice in having such wonderful students. And I rejoice on the fact that you come on time. And this seems maybe silly, but it isn't. I'm rejoicing in the fact that my karma is ripening for people to be considerate of my time. And that's big to me. That's really big. So thank you. I don't have any medical issues to report. I'm trying to come up with a new project to keep me out of trouble and off the streets, and I can't come up with one. I'm thinking of writing another. One of my wife's students suggested I write another compendium of advices. For those of you that are White Tara practitioners, you've seen the copy of my compendium of advices on White Tara. That was a lot of fun to write. I think it can help me in my practice. So we've got a lot of computer gear. I can't let it just sit here not being used. So if anybody has an idea, let me know. I think, you have an idea?
Oh, I just wanted to ask, is it what about like karmic correlations? Is it still like not too challenging to approach this topic?
Well, yeah, I don't know. That's okay. I'll put that on the list. Yeah. I'm trying to think of, I'm toying with, I need someone who knows about coding to see whether that's something that would really be reasonably able to do with the with the Vow app. Need to look into that further. But I'll get a hold of Nona, right? Yeah, Nona. I'll get a hold of Nona and see if she's still interested. My South African student is, but she keeps saying she's going to look into it, and she doesn't. So, we'll see what Nona has to say. Other than that, well, okay. So the review. Now, one of the many things I love about Geshe Michael and his teachings is that it's open book until you get to the final, but you know what's going to be on the exam. And that to me is really very nice. So the way I do it, so it's not just rote memorization, is I go through and I mark the homeworks or the quizzes with the little arrow or circle that says that's going to be on the final. And I do maybe 4 or 5 questions that aren't going to be on the final, but that I find important. And then I memorize the concept. The answers don't have to be identical to what's in the answer key, but they have to be pretty close. I do have a funny story about even before Parkinson's, my handwriting was terrible. For those of you that know Earl Burney, ask him someday when you see him what he thought of my handwriting. He just laughed whenever I left him a note because he couldn't read it. So I had a teacher, a grader, a very good friend. She's passed away since, but she wrote me a note when she returned my homework, one of my homeworks. She said, "David, if you don't improve your handwriting, I'm going to stop grading your homework." So I tried to do better with my handwriting. She continued to grade them, so I couldn't have been too bad. Okay, so first up, Katya, number 1.
Yes, number 1, give the Sanskrit and Tibetan words of Buddhist discipline and explain the literal meaning of the term. In Sanskrit is Vinaya and in Tibetan is Dulwa. The word means to tame or to discipline or to control. As Master Nulchu Dharma Bhadga points out, the collection of scripture known as Buddhist discipline, Vinaya, is so called because we use what it treats as its subject matter. That is the ethical behavior of abandoning the 7 bad seeds along with their group to tame the mental afflictions as well as to control the sense.
Right. I can't argue with that. Oh, by the way, just to help you with your excellent English, when you see LIN is line, but in most words, you see an LIN, it would be discipline, not discipline.
Okay.
So I don't mean to be critical. I've decided one thing I'm going to try and help people do so that I can improve and maybe even start to do translation is to help a little bit. So Mike, you think that's a reasonable statement? Mike, there you are.
Yeah, it sounds more more like native.
Yeah, so just I'm trying to think of other words. And trampoline, that's a bad example. Trampoline is LIN, I think, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, so maybe that's not okay. So trampoline is the only exception. You're right. What's another? Tarpaulin? There's tarpaulin. You know what a tarpaulin is? It's
I don't even know what that means.
tarpaulin is the kind of thing you put underneath a tent or you cover a tent with to stop the rain. That'd be a tarpaulin's another way of pronouncing it. So much for my advice. Now you've got new words. Tarpaulin. What's another word? Tarpaulin. tarpaulin. Oh, well, anyway. So I'll just pipe up every occasion and say something. Okay, who's got number 2? Mike, you've got number 2.
All right, number 2. Describe the relationship between Buddhist discipline and Lord Buddha and his teachings. So I have here the collection of scripture on Buddhist discipline makes up the highest teachings of the Buddha. They represent the entire collection of the instructions given by the Buddha. And because they contain the rules of ethical behavior, the teachings on Buddhist discipline can also act as a substitute for the Buddha. So in my view, that means if we have a question about our ethics and morality, we can go to the scriptures on Buddhist discipline, and it's almost as good as asking the Buddha himself, but maybe not as good as.
Yeah, very, very good. I wanted to back up just a minute on the first question. Ethical behavior of abandoning the 7 bad deeds. Now, we talk about the 10 non-virtues. The 7 bad deeds and their basis. We learned that new term along with their groups or basis. So it's not a new list of 7. It's the 7 bad deeds: killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, harsh words, gossip, and lying, not necessarily in order. Those are the 7, and then you apply them to ill will, craving, and wrong view. Okay, so what basically we learned in this teaching was that if you're teaching the Vinaya anywhere on any planet, it's as if Lord Buddha was there. That's central to his teachings. Now that's assuming you're teaching it correctly. So that's always a caveat, but okay. What's next? Let's see. Number 3. Who's number 3? Lydia, number 3.
Thank you. I will speak in Russian. I need a translation. Thank you.
Sure.
Третий вопрос. Объясните роль экстраординарной тренировки этического образа жизни в развитии 2 других экстраординарных тренировках, особенно как пояснил Джетсон Капа в своем послании по этике. Shinar, could you help me?
Just a moment, please. Just минуточку, пожалуйста.
No, can't hear you.
They didn't hear you.
Сейчас, минуточку.
English channel.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Explain the role of extraordinary training of ethical way of life in developing 2 other extraordinary trainings, as Jetson Kappa explained in a book called Notes or Ethical Notes.
Yeah. Okay.
And ответ такой, что экстраординарная тренировка этического образа жизни предшествует экстраординарной тренировке медитативной концентрации.
So the answer is extraordinary training in ethical life goes along with extraordinary training of meditation and extraordinary training of concentration.
Потому что этический образ жизни способствует хорошей концентрации благодаря тому, что дает покой и чистоту ума.
Because leading ethical life gives you extraordinary concentration to have a clear and peaceful mind.
Right.
И
The point is, if you're not thinking you've done something wrong, or you know you've done something wrong and you're plotting in your mind how you're going to take advantage of someone, that's going to disturb your peace of mind for meditation. But if you're leading an ethical life, you should reasonably soon after starting that see how much more calm your mind is. And if you have a calm mind, then you can meditate much more easily, more effectively. So the order of those, often, so many times, the order of what we give as a list is important, and the extraordinary trainings are a good example of that. Okay, what's next? Oh, I'm scrolling the wrong thing. Okay, that's what we just did. I'm sorry, okay. Svetlana, number 4.
Question number 4. Name the 2 root sutras for the subject of Buddhist discipline. The first sutra is the Sutra on the Vows of Freedom for Full Monks. And another one is the Sutra on the Vows of Freedom for Full Nuns.
Okay, the names of the author, and so it's just that was written by Master Guna Prabha, the one on okay. So there we go. Okay, so you didn't have to give the authors. Okay. Number 5. Katya, back to you.
Describe the motivation with which one should engage in a study of Buddhist discipline. We must maintain an ethical way of life out of a sense of renunciation, a real desire to escape our current condition of suffering, known as samsara, the reality of our defective suffering, mind and body. The real motivation is wanting to free ourselves from physical and mental suffering. It should not be motivated by concern for how others see us or for the honor and gifts we might obtain.
Right. Well, that's a tricky subject, because when we're doing the teachings, it's tempting to charge, because you have to pay for travel and stuff, but the teaching now, it's okay to charge for the cost of printing, but we don't charge for the actual teaching by the hour or anything like that. That's just the way Geshe Michael set it up, and I really applaud him for that. Okay. Mike, you're on number 6.
Number 6. Give the 3 major divisions of the actual commentary section of Choni Jakpa Shedrup's explanation of the Sutra on Discipline, the Vinaya Sutra. So the 3 major divisions or parts of the actual commentary are number 1, how to go from not having vows to having vows, meaning how do we prepare, who do we ask, when do we take them, what is the ceremony like, and then number two, once we have our vows, how to keep them from being damaged. So this is how to keep the vows, what does it mean to break a vow, learning all the specifics. And then number three, how to restore your vows if they do happen to be damaged, which is who we admit to when we break a vow and other specifics about what we have to do to restore our vows.
Okay, I'm willing if I tried this with a student and I dropped it after one of the teachings I was at. But if students want to have confession, maybe once a month, I'm willing to take the time to hear your confession if you so desire. We could do it in a group, but that would inhibit people from confessing things. So keep it in mind, if you're interested in doing that, email me and we'll try and figure something out. And of course, I won't share anything you tell me with anybody else. So keep in mind, but it's okay if no one wants to do it. And for the specific student who I did that with, I apologize for not continuing it. We need to work something out. So, okay, number 7. Lydia.
Седьмой вопрос. Назовите 4 основных раздела о том, как уберечься от нарушения обетов.
Name the 4 major sections of how to
И ответ
keep
такой. Первое. Полагаться на
to keep
поддержку
from not
извне,
breaking the vows.
на поддержку своего ламы или наставника в монастыре.
To have a support or rely on from somebody from outside monastery or your teachers on how to keep the vows.
Can I continue? Окей. Второе. Полагаться на внутреннюю поддержку. Здесь говорится о чистоте намерений и мотивации.
Rely on your motivation, on your genuine and clear motivations. What motivates you in order to keep, or why are you taking the vows, and that will motivate you how to keep them.
Good.
Третье. Для меня это звучит как хорошее понимание своих обетов.
Third one I understand is how you understand the meanings of the vows, your understanding of vows.
Okay.
И четвертое — это соблюдать обеты путем совершенствования в монашеских практиках.
And keep the vows by practicing monastery to train in monastery practices.
Right. I'm not quite sure what they mean by that. I think Sojung is, well, let me think about this, but we do, my lovely wife and I do Sojung every 15th and the 25th day, I think it is. No, it's the full moon and the new moon days. And it's a small ceremony. I'll have to ask you if there's any reason we couldn't do that if I couldn't do that with lay people. there may be some reason that you can't use the monastic ceremony, but I'm going to write that down. I'll look into that. That'd be another great way to help you keep your vows and to be interested in your vows. So I'll write down Sojourn. Okay. Let's see. Next is Svetlana, number 8.
In the opening lines of his text, Tsongkhapa mentions that the vows of individual freedom constitute the subject matter of the scriptures on Buddhist discipline. Explain why these vows are given this name. As Master Ngulchu Dharmabhadra explains in his commentary to Tsongkhapa's work, these vows are given the name individual freedom for the reason that those who take and keep them properly gain freedom from the cycle of suffering, whereas those who act in the opposite way fail to gain this freedom. So, if we take these vows and follow them accordingly, we can achieve freedom individually. And if we are not succeeding in following these vows, or if we are not taking these vows, we are not achieving the goal.
There you go. Right. So they could be called nice vows, they could be called interesting vows, but they're called freedom vows because even though the 10 non-virtues are not technically freedom vows, they're the freedom vows for the lesser capacity practitioners. And if they keep them, the 10 non-virtues, the 10 virtues, let's put it positively, that will save them from being reborn in the lower realms, which is a freedom of sorts for them. So, okay, that was a pretty easy one. Let's go to number 9, Katya.
Name the 6 categories by which the Tsongkhapa explains the vows of individual freedom. The vows' basic nature, the way they are divided into 8 types, their individual descriptions, who can take them, how they are lost, and the benefits they give when you keep them properly.
Very good. Very good. What do I want to say about that? Let me see. Well, that covered it pretty well. Let's move on. Okay. Let's see my list here. Katya 9, Mike 10.
Number 10. Give a general description of the vows of individual freedom by quoting directly the relevant 2.5 lines of Tsongkhapa's root text. So the text says, it is a turning away from harming others, and its basis caused by an attitude of renunciation. And I never understood what basis meant. So I did like a little bit of like looking around, and it said like it means something like the foundation or the mental attitude. So like the way that our brain naturally thinks of things. So like because we have an attitude of renunciation, that renunciation serves as like the basis or the foundation for why we wouldn't want to hurt other people, because we're all in samsara. So why would we make things worse?
Yeah, let me get scroll to find the answer. I don't see it here. Oh, for some reason I'm not seeing it. Hang on a minute. Let's go. Let's do this. You're not wrong. I'm just trying to find in the answer key where I got lost. And we'll take a look. Okay. And turning away from harming others and its basis caused by the attitude of renunciation. And its basis. Well, we talked about the basis being the three. So there's three of body, speech, and mind. There's three of body, four of speech, and three of mind. So if we take that to be what the basis is, you don't want to do those seven, which are what we do routinely when we do the three basis ones without thinking about what we're doing. Ill will and jealousy are something we tend to pass off as not being important, but they're how we implement the first seven. So if we understand the basis, that'll help us not get carried away by the top seven. Okay. I have two lists here. I'm looking at confusing myself. That was number 10. Now let's do number 11.
Вопрос 11. Назовите 4 основных правила однодневного обета свободы.
Name the 4 primary rules of the one-day freedom vow.
Первое – это избегать любой сексуальной активности. Второе – не брать то, что тебе не принадлежит, что-то ценное. Shinar, please.
Do not get involved in sexual misconduct. Second, do not steal anything valuable.
Третье – это не убивать, особенно здесь речь про человека, человеческий плод.
Do not kill human fetus.
И четвертое – это не лгать, особенно о своих духовных реализациях.
Do not lie, especially about your spiritual achievements.
Right. So let's go back and visit each one for just a little bit. Not to engage in sexual activity. Well, that's pretty obviously what that means. Not to steal anything of sufficient value. What does sufficient value mean? That's a hard thing to put a number on. If you came into my house and you took some dictionaries, I wouldn't be that upset. But if you took my computers, I'd be pretty upset. So the value isn't dollar amount. In my opinion, value isn't the dollar amount. It's what that person you're taking something from, their attachment to it, or attachment's the wrong word. The utility it has for them. And basically what it means is just don't take anything. That's pretty straightforward. Now, I have an instance where I waited for about 4 days for a certain young man to finally open the whole milk so that I could have some cereal. I waited 4 days. I didn't ask him if I could open it. Mike was staying at our house, and he likes honey bunches of oats and milk as a breakfast, I guess. Well, I do too, but it wasn't my milk. So I either had to ask him, and I felt that was rude, or I kind of finally did ask him. I think I did. I said something like, "You can ever open that milk?" But so is that of sufficient value? I don't know, but the point was it wasn't mine, and so I couldn't just assume I could use it. I could drink it unless he said anything in the refrigerator is fair game, which he did, but I was being extra cautious. So,
Well,
Mike, you can end up being an example for a long time. So,
I have a confession. I have a confession. I was going through my laundry and I found one of your wash rags that wound up in my laundry. So I accidentally stole a wash rag from you. I hope it's not of too much value, and I was planning on returning it when I see you in Phoenix.
no, I think that'll be okay. We were looking for it. Where'd that wash rag go? And I said Mike would never have taken that wash rag. So, no, it's funny. There are certain people in Geshe-la's early classes. It's if you can get the tapes. I don't think they clean them up. If you get the early courses with Geshe-la, there are certain people in the background that just are really rude. They interrupt him. They ask a question that's they're actually telling. I don't know if you've noticed this in classes, but someone will raise their hand and they start to ask a question, and it turns out to be them telling the teacher what they think, not as an answer to a teacher's question. We're kind of lecturing the class and the rest of the teacher. So this happened in the early classes with Geshe, and then I'm not sure what happened. Then they stopped. But there were several students that probably had thought about teaching such a course themselves and they hadn't done it. So their names permeate the later classes. So on a positive note, Mike will be known throughout my classes as the guy with the whole milk. Okay, let's see, where am I now? That was 11? Yeah, so 12. Svetlana.
Name the 5 rules and one additional part of the lifetime lay person's vow. The 5 rules are: the first one, not killing a human or human fetus. The second one, not stealing anything worth more than a quarter karshapana, or it's like, not stealing anything of like some value, significant, like worth as a sweater, as it was taught.
I have no idea what a karshapana is.
Karshapana.
Anyway, that must be like 20 cents or something.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on my computer. Let me just do a terribly distracting thing. I'm going to look up what that. Anybody know what that particular currency is? I don't. Okay, where to go? There it is. Okay. According to the Somebody of Somebody, refers to ancient Indian coins current during the 6th century BC. They were unstamped, shaped metallic pieces whose validity depended on the integrity of the person authenticating them. Silver or copper coins stamped with symbols and marks, used in India from the 6th century before the current era. Okay, so now we know it's a currency in ancient India. Okay, go ahead. Go on.
The third one is not lying about your spiritual life, spiritual realizations, like that. The fourth one is not committing adultery, not having close relationships with people who are committed to other partners. And the fifth one is not taking intoxicants, something that can make our mind crazy and lead us to be uncontrolled in our ethical behavior,
And
And
then, go ahead.
and the additional part is agreeing never to act against the advices on going for refuge. Is it like 12 refuge commitments?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which are commitments. They're not vows per se, but they're commitments. Intoxicants, I think when he says intoxicant, when Lord Buddha said intoxicants, well, there's something called I think it's kombucha. It's a type of cabbage that's fermented. And if it's fermented, it's got alcohol in it. If it's got alcohol in it, you can't eat it because it's got alcohol in it. And you're not supposed to take any alcohol if you're doing if you have taken the 5 lifetime layperson vows. So you've got to be careful on this one. And part of the difficulty is you're amongst friends and they want to go out to the bar, and you like them, you want to go with them, so you go and you order a soft drink or sparkling water or something, and one of them says, "Oh, come on, you just have a beer, one won't hurt." That's where peer pressure comes into play, and you just simply have to hold the line or not go to the bar. That's obviously one solution, but try and make it so it's not a big downer for the other people. You don't want to endorse them getting drunk and acting irresponsibly, but they have a beer or two and get a little excited. I don't want to say it's acceptable, but just don't set yourself up into a situation which you can't control. Okay, let's go to Katya, number 13.
Yes. Give the number of the full monk's vows by naming each of the 6 groups of actions to be given up and stating the number of vows in each group. A fully ordained monk commits to give up 253 different things, 4 defeats, 13 remainders, 30 downfalls of release, 90 simple downfalls, 4 deeds for individual confession, and 112 offenses.
Yeah.
Too
Keeps us
much.
busy. Keeps us busy. Although much of them are, I would say a substantial quantity have to do with ancient times. So, for instance, I have a vow not to climb a tree. Well, okay, I won't climb any trees. I don't climb trees because I'm a monk and because if I fall off a tree, I'll get hurt, and I probably will fall out of a tree. So, okay. Let's go to the next one, which is Mike. That'd be, I think, 14.
Number 14. Name 5 things which can cause any of the vows of individual freedom to be lost. All right. Number 1, giving back your vows formally. And this isn't just getting frustrated and stopping for a couple days or a week. It's actually going in front of an ordained person and saying, like, I formally give these vows back. And there's like a feeling, like a final decision is being made. So it's not just it's got to be really intentional. Number 2, dying and transmigrating. So you don't lose your bodhisattva vows, but you do lose your freedom vows by dying. Number 3, having both sexual organs appear on the body. Here, I think it said something about the energies not being stable enough to hold vows. Number 4, changing your sex 3 times. Again, I think this is something with energetic stability. And then 5, losing your core of virtue, which is also known, I believe, as the root of virtue.
Yes,
It-
yes.
and it happens when you hold wrong views for extended periods of time and commit to these wrong views, like saying that karma and emptiness don't exist.
Right. Or getting mad at a bodhisattva. Now let's go through those a little bit. Dying and transmigrating, that's pretty obvious. Giving your vows back. It's best if you're going to give your vows back, it's best to do it in front of an ordained person. But you can do it in front of a statue of Lord Buddha. So, for what it's worth, having both sexual organs appear on your body and changing your sex 3 times. I find this highly intriguing that's in the lexicon. It must have been something that happened back then, but I find it difficult to understand it's the only way to understand it's like Mike said, and having to do with the energies. But there's lots of things that I don't understand from back then, such as being able to memorize entire texts. Now, memorizing the source of all my good is relatively easy very easy compared to the 1,000 lines of one of the sutras, but they did it routinely. They were like human tape recorders. Okay, Mike did 14. Lydia, you're on to 15.
Номер пят-
That's a long one. Okay, go ahead.
Номер 15. Опишите 2 результата, к которым приводит хранение обетов личной свободы.
Изменить. 15. Describe the 2 results of keeping the vows.
Yeah,
Первое.
okay.
Первое. Человек достигает временного результата. Это высшее рождение, то есть существом удовольствия или человеком.
First, you are born as a human being or a pleasure being. Can you hear me?
Второе это.
Oh.
I can hear you.
Okay. И второе это абсолютный
you attain birth as a human or a pleasure being, yeah.
И второе это как абсолютный результат достижения одного из 3 видов просветления. Либо просветление слушателя, либо просветление самосозданных Будд, или полное просветление.
Or you achieve one of the 3 enlightenments.
Okay.
A listener, self-Buddha, and total enlightenment.
Oh, very good, Lydia. I was just about to ask you that. Very good. Now, what do we mean by enlightenment in quotes? So there's three terms of enlightenment. Can you tell me the difference between them?
Я так понимаю, что полное просветление — это просветление Махаяны ради блага всех живых существ. А 2 других типа больше связаны с нирваной, как я понимаю.
it is my understanding that reaching total enlightenment means reaching the total being enlightened for the good of all beings, or Mahayana way. And other two, I think it's related to nirvana.
Right. Very good. I'm impressed. That's well done. I don't think I did that when I answered the questions when I was taking the exam. That confused me for so long. I could not understand how there could be anything but total enlightenment. It really confused me. So, okay. Okay, let's see. Lydia did 15. Svetlana's going to do 16.
The 16th question, name the 2 consistent consequences for each of the 10 following the Sutra on the 10 levels and similar works. So it refers to 10 ethical principles. It's about personal result. If we are like misbehaving in ethical principles, we will have those the following negative outcomes. The first one refers to killing. It means that our life is short and we get sick very easily. To the second about stealing, we don't have enough to live on, and what we do have is all just common property with others. The third one about sexual misconduct, the people who walk around you are inconsistent, which here means unreliable, and you find yourself having a lot of competition for your partner. The fourth one is about lying. It means that it brings that no one believes what you say, even when you are speaking the truth, and others are always deceiving you as well. The fifth one is about divisive speech. It brings that people around you are always fighting against one another and have an undesirable character. The sixth one is about harsh words. It brings that you hear many unpleasant things, and when others talk to you, it always seems to you as if they want to start a fight. The seventh one is about idle talk, and the outcome is that no one respects what you say, no one thinks that what you say has any particular value, and you are afflicted with a lack of confidence. And the rest of the three, the eighth one is about craving. Yes, craving.
Yeah.
And it brings that your personality is dominated by desire and you are never satisfied with what you have. The ninth one is about ill will, and it brings that you are always finding yourself without any help or never find the help you need, and you are always hurting others or always being hurt by others. And the 10th about wrong views, it brings that you become a person who keeps harmful views or you become a deceitful person.
Okay. If I'm going to give my English lesson, I got to do it for everyone. So it's decisive, that's correct pronunciation, and deceitful. So and again, I'm not trying to be smart or something. I just want to help you with the pronunciation. So, okay, who's next here? Mike, you're on 18, I think. Is that right? No. You're on 17. No. Katya, you're on 17. Hello.
Me.
Okay.
Describe the environmental consequence of performing each of the 10. The consequence of killing is medicines don't work, food have a little nutrition, there's death all around. The consequences of stealing are that the crops are few and far between. Crops have no power to remove hunger. They spoil, they never grow, it rains too much, crops dry up and die off. Because you have done wrong sex, you live in a place where there is urine and feces, feces all around, and mud and dirt and filth, and everything stinks, and everywhere seems unpleasant and distasteful.
Right.
The
Mud. It's mud.
mud.
Mud. Yeah.
The consequence of lying, you live in a world where cooperative work does not prosper. The people can't work well together. And for the most part, everyone is cheating one another and is afraid, and where there are many things to be afraid of. The consequence of split people up with your talk is that the place where you live is all uneven, full of highs and lows, and always feel fear. It is difficult to travel. Because you have talked meaninglessly, fruits refuse to grow on the trees, or they start to grow at the wrong times, never at the right time. There are no places to take your leisure, no parks, no glades, no pools of cold water, and many things around you are many things around to make you afraid. The consequence of being jealous is that the good things you manage to find starts to get worse and worse, less and less with the pacing of each of the 4 seasons, and in every month, and even day by day. Because you have wished bad things on others, you live in a world of chaos where diseases spread and evil is everywhere, and conflict and fear from the armies of other nations, where there are many lions or leopards or other dangerous animals, where there are everywhere venomous snakes or scorpions or poison-beating worms.
Biting.
Biting.
Like you bite an apple.
Biting. Yeah, biting. Surrounded by harmful spirits and thieves of muggers.
Yes.
And yeah, because you have held ground views, then you live in a world where the single highest source of happiness is steadily disappearing from the earth, a world where people think that things that are unclean and things that are suffering are actually nice and happy, a world where there is no place to go, no one to help, nothing to protect you.
Very good. That's steadily and disappearing. Those are the correct pronunciations. Let's see, there's one thing I want to know. I think it's interesting that we talk about the ground where you live is uneven, covered with rocks and gullies. That kind of describes Diamond Mountain. So the karma for you to see Diamond Mountain the way it is came from your harsh words. The karma to see Diamond Mountain get roads and conveniences came from your proper speech and thought. So that's just one interpretation of how karma works. I find that very interesting. Okay, let's see. That was Katya. Okay, Mike, you got 18. I think.
Yeah, it was interesting before I was doing the homework, I was going over the questions for the homework questions for A Door to the Diamond Way.
Yeah.
And this was like one of the exact questions that was on it. And then I finished that and I went to do this homework and it was like the same question. I'm like, wow.
Huh. Huh.
So describe briefly the personages of the lineage who are presented in each of the first 5 verses of Jetsongkapa's text. So I guess I really need to study who the lineage is.
Yeah. That's a task. It's keeping all those names straight and the text and the dates. Oh.
All right, so I spent like an hour memorizing it. So here we go. First, it's Lord Buddha, and then Lord Buddha emanated Maitreya and Manjushri, and Arya Sangha received teachings from Maitreya on widespread activities or bodhisattva activities, and Arya Nagarjuna received teachings from Manjushri on profound view of emptiness. And then Lord Atisha traveled all over Southeast Asia and received teachings from Lama Sirlingpa, who is also called the Lama of the Golden Isle in Indonesia. And those were the teachings on widespread activities. And he received teachings from Vijay Kokila in East India on profound view and emptiness. And then he combined those 2 traditions and wrote the Lamp for the Path to Enlightenment, which was one of his greatest works. And then from there, the Kadampas picked that up. And then Jetsongkapa was inspired by the Kadampas. And then Jetsongkapa created the Gillig school, or the Gillig tradition, which was carried through the monastery system. And then that was like where all the Dalai Lamas and the Panchen Lamas and the Songchuki Gyaltsen and all the way up to Pabanka Rinpoche. Pabanka Rinpoche taught Fridang Rinpoche. Fridang Rinpoche taught Ken Rinpoche. Ken Rinpoche taught Geshe Michael. Geshe Michael taught Lama Sumati. Lama Sumati teaches us. We teach our students.
There you go. Very nicely done. And it's important not to break that line, that lineage. So one could argue that as long as one person's teaching Geshe-la's material, you haven't broke the lineage. But I really hope that you'll take it upon yourself to teach this material. And it can be as simple and as elegant as a spouse that wants to learn more about the Dharma. That's almost ideal. It's if you don't teach per se, people see how you act, and they're curious. How'd you learn to do it? How'd you learn not to be so mad all the time? Why are you always opening the door for people? Things like that. Okay. Let's see, that was Mike, that was 18. 19. Lydia.
Вопрос номер 19. Назовите и кратко объясните 4 особых качества учения о шагах просветления.
Name and briefly explain 4 special qualities of the teachings on the step to enlightenment.
Первое. Если мы будем полагаться на эти учения, то мы поймем, что они свободны от любой непоследовательности. И есть разные школы для разных уровней студентов, но все они ведут к одной цели, к просветлению.
We realize that there are so many factors and a different literal and direct ways
Should I repeat?
to enlightenment. Да, повторите, пожалуйста. She will repeat.
Повторите, хорошо. Первое, да, повторить? Если мы осознаем, полагаемся на эти учения, то мы осознаем, что они свободны от любой непоследовательности.
So if we understand these teachings, we realize that there is no inconsequences in these teachings.
И есть разные школы, которые помогают ученикам разных способностей, но все они ведут к одной цели.
There are different schools that help students with different abilities, but they all the schools lead to one goal.
Right. Good.
Второе, это каждое учение воспринимается как личный совет.
Every teaching is seen or perceived as personal advice.
И чтобы понять это личное наставление, нам нужно полагаться на наш ахлам.
And in order to understand all personal advice, we need to get support from our lamas or rely on our lamas.
Right.
Третье учение, мы легко можем понять намерения Будд и их учений, потому что каждое их слово способствует нашему просветлению.
And we can easily understand the intentions of Buddhas because every word leads to enlightenment.
И четвертое, спасает нас от огромной пропасти. Мы можем избежать большой ошибки, отрицая какую-либо из частей учения. То есть нам не нужно это делать, мы должны проверять, и если что-то непонятно, то отложить для дальнейшего размышления об этом.
And it saves us to making a big mistake to deny any parts of the teaching. It doesn't mean we have to believe what we hear. We need to cook it and try to understand it.
Right. Do you remember the four? Is it 4 or 3? I think it's 3. I'll give you the first one. You rub it, you cut it, and you melt it. That's how they used to assay gold and precious metals. So the same idea. You basically test it against what you've been taught. For instance, kill your mother and father. Obviously, we aren't supposed to kill anybody. So something that can't be true. Kill your mother and father, that's one of the heinous crimes. So no, that's against what we're talking about. So what does killing your mother and father mean when Lord Buddha says it? Or a teacher says it? It means to kill your mother and father, your mental afflictions which give birth to your wrong deeds. So stop your mental afflictions, kill your mental afflictions. So to an outside person, Lord Buddha taught you to kill your mother and father. No, if you think deeper into it, you'll find that it was an example such as you're killing that which gives birth to your mental afflictions. Okay, let's see. That was 19. Come on. The 20, Svetlana.
Yeah. Finding a proper relationship with one's Lama is considered the foundation of the entire Buddhist path. Name and briefly describe the 10 qualities of a qualified Lama from the classic source, the ornament of the sutras. The first one is controlled, in the sense of possessing the training of living an ethical life. So, following ethical behavior with right motivation. And the second one is peaceful in the sense of possessing the training of concentration. The third one, completely peaceful in the sense of possessing the training of wisdom. The fourth one, with exceeding qualities in the sense of possessing spiritual qualities which are much greater than those of the prospective disciple. The fifth one, having effort in the sense of dedicating great effort to achieving the two ultimate goals of oneself and others. The sixth one, rich in scripture, in the sense of having studied deeply the three collections of scripture. The seventh, with a deep realization of suchness, in the sense of having realized emptiness. Or having a deep understanding of it. The eighth one, a master teacher, in the sense of teaching exactly in accordance with the disciple's capacity and as slowly as necessary. The ninth one, the image of love, in the sense of teaching out of a motivation of love for the disciple, rather than out of a desire for material gain, respect, or fame. And the tenth one, overcome all distaste, in the sense of never tiring to teach over and over again until the disciple understands.
Very good. I have no idea why you got the long list ones stuff, but you've done very well. Okay. Was there something I wanted to say about that? No, I think we're okay. Okay. So now we're back to Katya, and she's got number 21.
Yes. Explain the karmic cause of these 10 qualities for the Lama. Assuming these qualities bring joy to the Lama, the fact that he or she sees them in themselves is due to their past good karma in relation to the Lamas, and in particular because of devotion to the Lama.
Yes. Okay. The karma cause for these 10 qualities are basically finding and appreciating them and their Lama, and respecting and treating their Lama with respect and admiration. That sets the seeds for them to find, to have students respect them. Okay, number 22. Well, I guess we just explained number 22. Okay, 22 is Mike.
22. Explain the karmic cause of these 10 qualities for the disciple. So the same thing, assuming the qualities are beneficial, they are brought about by similar causes, by great good deeds performed with lamas in the past. The lama's nature is empty, and both the lama and the student see the lama in whatever way they're forced to by their own past karma. The more pure the student becomes, the more pure they will see the lama.
Right. You have to be careful when you see your Lama do something that you think is wrong. It's your karma ripening for them to see it. And it doesn't excuse it, but they aren't self-existently doing it. They're doing it because you're seeing them do it because of something you did that was incorrect. So keeping that in mind, you can investigate maybe and talk to them. But always remember, this is all got karma and emptiness intertwined in it. Okay. What's the next one? 23. 23 is Lydia.
23. Джетсон Капа упоминает, что существенно важно очищать себя путем полагания на 4 силы непрерывно. Назовите и опишите коротко эти 4 силы.
Jetson Kappa mentions that it is essential to purify ourselves by depending on the full forces. Name and briefly describe these four.
Сила номер 1. Сила основания. Здесь мы принимаем прибежище в пустоте и думаем об Адхичите.
The first is a foundation power. We take refuge in emptiness and think
Сила
about
номер-
bodhicitta.
Сила номер 2. Сила разумного сожаления. Мы разумно сожалеем о том, что мы совершили нехороший поступок в прошлом, который может принести нам плохой результат. И это не чувство вины.
The second one is intelligent regret. When we think that we did something in the past and it is not a guilt.
Okay.
Окей. Сила номер 3. Сила воздержания. Мы обещаем себе не совершать это плохое действие в течение какого-то времени или, если возможно, вообще никогда.
It is a restraint power. It is not to repeat the same bad deed for a certain period of time or never.
Right. And you have to be careful to choose a time frame that you can honor. If you say you're never going to do that thing again, chances are you are. So then you're lying. So you have to give yourself a reasonable amount of time. You won't get mad at someone talking on their cell phone for an hour or 5 hours or days or weeks. Okay. And the remedy? What is the makeup? What do you do to make up for? So you've taken refuge, you have intelligent regret, you promise not to do it again.
Значит, что четвертое, да.
Четвертая сила, сила антидота. Мы обещаем себе совершить какое-то противоположное хорошее действие. То есть хорошее действие противоположное тому, что мы совершили плохого.
So the fourth one is to make up activity, where we make a good deed that is to clean the bad deed that we did. So to make up activity, to make something good.
Okay, what's an example of one of those makeup activities?
И самый сильный антидот — это изучение мудрости и медитация на пустоту, потому что непонимание пустоты и ведет ко всем неправильным действиям в нашем жизни.
The most powerful is to think about emptiness and or emptiness meditation, because to having not understanding or having the wrong view, that what makes us to see the world
The way we do.
Not to understand where is it coming from.
Right. Yeah, very good. Okay. Let's see. Next is, I believe, Svetlana.
Yes. List the four Arya Noble Truths according to the order in which they are understood. Then give two divisions of each truth. So the four Arya truths are the Arya truth of suffering, the Arya truth of the source of the suffering, the Arya truth of the end of suffering, and the Arya truth of the path to the end of the suffering. So, and here are two divisions for each of the Arya truths. The first Arya truth of suffering, the first part is the impure vessel, this whole world, and the second part is impure contents of the vessel, all living beings are in it. The Arya truth of the source of suffering. The first part is karma, which is the source of suffering, and another part, mental afflictions, which are the source of suffering. The third Arya truth is the truth of end of suffering. The first part is the cessation of undesirable objects by realizations or paths such as the intellectual belief in self-existence, which is stopped by the path of seeing. So that is like cessation of undesirable objects, like cessation of our mental afflictions, and by stopping belief in that the world and things around are happening from its own side. And the second part here is the cessation that consists of the absence of self-existence, which is emptiness itself, or the general non-existence of a self-existent thing, which is established by the reasonings of the middle way. So it means about, it refers to emptiness itself. So it's like absence, like not a positive but a negative way. So it's like non-existence and reasoning of middle way. And two parts of the fourth Arya truth are the first one refers to the path of accumulation and preparation, which can be attained before seeing emptiness directly. And the second part refers to other three main paths, the path of seeing, habituation, and no more learning, which are achieved by those who see emptiness directly.
Good, great. Okay, and Katya, you get to finish it off.
Yes. Explain the metaphor of the alchemical elixir in terms of the ultimate meaning of dependent origination. The ordinary virtues are like a common metal and only lead to more samsara. And the virtues performed with the desire to achieve enlightenment and help others are magically transformed into the cause of perfect enlightenment and the paradise of a Buddha.
Cause,
Cause.
not cause, not cow.
Like Tucson.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Very good. It occurred to me after I mentioned that that's the Spanish way of saying it is Tucson, right?
Tucson.
Tucson.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I corrected you incorrectly. You were saying it right in your language.
Yes.
Yeah, but okay, Tucson. Okay. Well, very good. I'm pleased with everyone. I think you're ready for the final. I heartily really suggest you take the final as soon as you can, because if you put it off, you'll put it off. And if you don't take it, you can't get the certificate. We'll start class again, I believe, unless someone has a really strident objection, we're going to start class again on November 6th. And it'll still be Mondays and Thursdays at this time. I look forward to seeing everybody in a month. And if you've got any questions, you know you can email me and I'll do my best to answer them. So thank you for the opportunity to teach this. I'm really looking forward to the Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life. That's an extraordinary thing to teach, and I'm really looking forward to that. So, okay. Goodbye. I'll see some of you at the teachings in Phoenix. That'll be fun. Okay.
Dilema Sumati,
Yeah.
can I ask a small question?
Sure.
It was in the question which I was answering, it was mentioned like 3 collections of the Buddhist teachings. Is it referred to like Kangyur, Tengyur, Sungbum, or what kinds of 3 collections?
The 3 collections are Sutra, so teachings on Sutra, meditation, and wisdom. Those are called the Tripitaka, or the 3 baskets. So that's the other. So you can look that up on the Tibetan Book of Lists in Russian, which you translated. So, okay. Love you all. I'm going to miss you, but we'll see everybody on the 6th. And this is really fun. Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, dear Venerable Sumati. We love you. Please
Oh,
stay.
thank you. I'm Shinar. Shinar? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Did you just start translating, or did you just happen to get this assignment?
And no, I've been occasionally translating and interpreting occasionally, but it's a second time with you, yes.
Oh, well,
But thank you.
I try and give the translators my teaching notes so you're aware of what I'm going to say, since I tend to talk pretty quickly. I don't talk as fast as Russians, however. Russians just, boy, and I know some Mexicans that can really get going. I don't talk that fast at all. I really don't talk very quickly at all. I talk very slowly for the most part.
Yes, I interpreted Russian speakers today to you. They were pretty fast, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to catch up with them. I missed some of the rejoicing moments. I missed it. But yes, in compared to the Russian speakers, you speak slower.
How many
But thank you.
languages? How many languages do you speak?
I speak 3. My native is Kazakh, Russian, and English.
Wow. Well, I'm impressed. I don't
Thank
speak,
you.
I barely speak English, as my detractors will tell you, but I can write reasonably well. Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you for
Thank you. Please
opportunity.
stay.
Oh, you're
I will
welcome.
Thank you for
rejoice.
the
Thank you.
teachings. Goodbye.